Welcome to That Guy Talks Movies. I'm That Guy Talking Movies. Again, been on a break, but I'm back. And today I want to talk about Predator Badlands. The trailer dropped, I think, about maybe a week and a half ago. I'm sure you guys, plenty of you have already seen it. I watched it and was mortified. Didn't take long. So I'm going to do a quick video here, a video reaction to it. Again, I've already seen it, but I want to just play it again just to sort of point a few things out. And we'll get into it. I appreciate you being here. If you are a subscriber that's been with me from the beginning and you've stuck with me through my little hiatuses and such, I truly appreciate you being here. If somehow YouTube hasn't thrown me in the trash bin and somehow this video made it to you and you're not a subscriber, I appreciate you watching, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're into guys talking about movies and 4K content and my video, home collecting and Criterion Collection stuff and trailers and all that stuff. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's take a look at this trailer.
I didn't think you survived. Hunting something that can't be killed.
All right, let's get the obvious out of the way. The Predator. This Predator is supposed to be a young Predator. Apparently, what makes this different in this case is that the Predator is the protagonist and is more the hero in this particular thing as opposed to the villain. And he teams up with a whaling corporation android, basically like David in Prometheus and and what's his name? Oh, anyway, the androids. Okay, the whaling corporations, and that's what Elle Fanning is playing in this one of those. So they're teaming up the Whaling Corporation, the Alien franchise, with the Predator franchise, which traditionally has never, ever worked. But that is not the main thing right now. The main thing right now is that Predator, that kid Predator, whatever it is, apparently he gets, going back into the plot, he, I guess is not a sufficient warrior or whatever it is. He gets banned to a remote planet, and that's where he teams up with the Whaling Corporation android. I think that's loosely what the plot is. But the problem stands that he looks like a teenager in a suit on Halloween. Doesn't look like a Predator movie at all, especially something that's going to be in IMAX. We've come a very long way when it comes to technology, CGI, special effects, visual effects, graphic effects, whatever you want to call them, AI. The technology we have to do the things we can do is insane. You can look at any Marvel movie and see that, but looking at this guy, it looked like a guy in a rubber mask standing there. It looked like technology from 1970 something. If you look at the original Predator with Schwarzenegger, during that final epic scene where Predator lands and takes his mask off before he fights Arnold, the graphic detail of his face and the mouth and the everything about it looked real. It just looked like it should have looked. The Stan Winston effects, the whole thing. This looks like a guy in a rubber mask. So for me, it just immediately just made me like, whoa, it looks like a teenager with like a mohawk kind of Predator head. It didn't look right. I don't know where this is going to go. I'm not excited about it. I read something on Screen Rant where they talked about the possible excitement of this franchise based on the fact that Dan Trachtenberg, who's the guy who directed Prey, the previous Predator movie, the latest Predator movie, which came on Disney about a year or two ago, which wasn't bad installment, considering. All things considered, that was a pretty decent Predator movie, considering all the other crap that's come out over the years. So I'll give him props on that one. What's happening here with, again, crossing the alien world into this again, and then making the Predator not a villain, but working with the android and all this other stuff. Like, I'm just not happy about that. I would much prefer to leave the Predator world alone, let it be this mysterious planet somewhere in the distant wherever, and let predators be what they are, hunters and blah blah blah. If you want to have this thing where they work with humans and work with other species in effort to sometimes save their own skin, then okay, fine. As they did in the Alien vs. Predator franchise, I think in both those movies, the last one being Requiem, I believe it was, you know, where they kind of have to work together to stop the xenomorphs. Like, I kind of get that. And I do understand that the Predator has a certain code of ethics and morals and hunter code, warrior code. I get that. Like, you know, not fighting you if you have no weapons and along those lines, like things like that. You know, not killing the girl, the young girl. And like, I get all that. But the moment you start showing me, and I think Screen Rant, they talked about the difference between the xenomorphs just being sort of like an insect, right? Like just a killing machine with no thought and no real, it doesn't have any values. It just kills, right? The Predator, right? These species, I think they're called Yatu or whatever they're called. They have like culture and they have music and wine and they dance and they have clothing. And I'm like, that right there, that just kills it for me. Because it just reminds me of something like, oh yeah, like in Star Wars, a galaxy far, far away, they have bars and restaurants and they do normal things that we do here. So the Predator is a species like the Ewoks. They have families and they live in trees and they do their own thing. I don't want to see that. Maybe I'm jumping the gun. Maybe I could be totally wrong. We'll see what happens when this drops. But I wanted to get on and talk about it because it was on my mind. And again, I do most of my videos based on something, you know, is compelling or really, really prompts me to do something that, you know, that I'm really excited about or that I'm really horrified by. In this case, I'm kind of horrified by it. Being a big Predator fan, that's another reason why I decided I got to get on here and talk about it, share my thoughts. I'm going to come back and do a Sinners review, Ryan Coogler's latest film. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. If you have seen it, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you thought about it. But I'm going to be doing a review on that, but I'll be bringing in a guest to talk about Sinners, and we'll go from there. But I am looking forward to talking about that because that's the last movie I watched in the theater that was really phenomenal. And I'm not a big Ryan Coogler fan. I wasn't expecting much, but I did see all the hype around it. I did see the Rotten Tomatoes score and all this stuff, and somebody hit me up and said, hey, did you see the score on this? Did you hear all the news and hype? I was like, wow, I better go see this. So I saw it. I thought it was phenomenal. I thought it was great. And I want to talk about it. And there's a couple of things I want to get into regarding that film that I haven't heard anyone else really mention. So stay tuned for that. And I will be talking about it. As far as the Predator Badlands trailer, let me know in the comments below if you saw the trailer, and I'm sure you have, right? But what you think of the trailer and if you're optimistic about this film. What did you think of Prey? Are you a diehard sort of Predator fan to begin with? Like, is that like your thing, Predator and the Alien franchise? Like, which do you like better? Or are you a casual viewer, so it really won't make a difference to you? Let me know in the comments below. Again, the people who have subscribed to my channel, who stick with me, even when I take my my leave of absences and such, I appreciate you always, all right? People who have somehow found this video and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate that. Hit the like button on the way out, and I'll see you on the next That Guy Talks Movies. Peace.